type thing, but I do hope you guys will grab everybody you know for the grand finals. A best of 7 with Hyun versus Life. Oh, that's not something you get to see a whole lot of. But this is, as stated before, the last best of 5 today. It's the third, fourth place match. On the line for this is a difference of 500 and 300 bucks. Third place gets 500 bucks. Fourth place gets 300 bucks. And I guess these guys are our buddies, so that's good to know. Let's get JYP's name here on the overlay to represent his barcode. For those who have missed it at this point, several times now we've announced JYP does not have a named account, sadly, on Korea, so he is playing on a barcode. And that's okay, because we just update the overlay as we can see right now to match it. So without further ado, spawning here in the bottom left corner of the map for the last time today in this last best of 5 series. From Incredible Miracle, the Blue Zerg Byul. Or Ugly Byul.
Yeah, and in the top right, we've got our red Protoss player. It is JYP.
Okay, so let's talk about JYP for a second. We just got to watch a lot of Byul versus Hyun. You guys are probably sick of us talking about Byul for the moment, but one of the things here is not only these guys fantastic players, I think they're pretty well matched for each other. As long as JYP can maintain this like fire that he's been ignited by today. For anyone who did not catch his series earlier, I would highly recommend looking up JYP versus Solar. The following match of JYP versus Life was kind of okay, but this guy is playing a completely different game than we saw in the group stages. Like, amazingly different. Oh, hang on. Just because we use ad block doesn't mean we don't contribute. A $5 donation from Dramatic SC. Oh, thank you so much, man. But yeah, this is going to be very, very annoying to deal with.
It does go for the hatch block, and I mean, JYP was seemingly going for that Nexus first into Gateway, so he's gonna pull a lot of probes to deal with this. And meanwhile, Byul is going. I mean, he's basically going triple hatch before pull.
Oh, he does the evolution chamber! Yeah!
Buys even more time. Cancels again. He's gonna try and dance around.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it again. He's going to true this up, I think.
Oh god. Oh wow.
Yep. Okay, now
that was such a nice move.
The engineering bay, or sorry, not the engineering bay, the evolution chamber, well, the Zerg engineering bay won't be enough this time. But this pulls more workers off of mining, guys. Here's the income graph for you. Take a big stinking look at just how far ahead Byul is pulling with his income just by doing these stupid tricks. Like, yeah, he's wasting money canceling, but oh, he's gonna do it again. JYP, okay, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna say, get your Nexus down, man, while you can.
Yeah, that is so delayed, and Byul is even going 4 hatch before pool. Like, he made the third base as well before the spawning pool.
This is exactly how True played out versus Stork and IEM. Maybe with less cancels, of course, but yeah, when you go for the greedy build behind this, it kind of works because you know they've delayed the gateway. They've spent so long dealing with your hatchery. I mean, fantastic.
Yeah, well done there, and just the fact that he's able to get that second hatch off must have been so annoying for JYP, and yeah, he really got ahead there.
So, going off the income advantage here, because we don't have it this often, guys. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. That's the beta feature of GameHeart. One of the key things we've noticed there's a big trend in when we do look at this is Protoss tend to be ahead a lot in the early game due to chrono boosts. Then the Zerg player catches up a little bit later once Queens come into play. It's the complete opposite right now, and it shouldn't be. So that's the benefit you get from this hatchery cancel. I mean, people are gonna argue, well, it's 168 minerals lost, but it's totally worth it, 100%.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, he's just mining from his natural for so long now. JYP's Nexus is gonna finish now, and the working count is even, but with those 3 bases finished for Byul now, he's gonna be able to get, you know, quite ahead there. With those queens finishing now as well.
I'm wondering if this will be enough to really accelerate it, though, because the thing for JYP, and this is going to sound so weird if you guys haven't seen the other games today, like, he's been going gateway heavy, and it fails utterly every time. We've seen him struggle a third base against both Solar and Life. I'm wondering if this will be the series where he actually gets a third base up, despite the opening here.
Yeah, we'll see. He's going for the Stargate now into... Ooh, first blood. Yep. He's going for the Stargate into that fort, so... And there's the 2 gases, so it's gonna be a bit of a more delayed third base, but more tech heavy on 2 bases. Not surprising there. We see the Phoenix go down, so it's gonna be a bit more passive game from at least JYP's side. We're most likely gonna see, you know, like 4 or 5 Phoenix into that Robo, and yeah, a bit of a later third off of like Colossi, and 3 Lings actually get through. That's annoying.
Yeah, the Sentry, of course, wickedly out of position. They can actually kill the Sentry if it doesn't force field, so he's got to be very careful about this.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, most of all, he's getting every scouting information he could ever ask for, so trying to get some damage done, but he's already seen everything he needed to see, so he gets a force field out. That's nice, and speed finishes. Even better.
Yo, it's silly. There's custom games in StarCraft 2, of course, and not everybody plays the arcade, but there's this one game called Rainer Party, guys. And there's a mini game in it where you're a sentry and you have to force field yourself and others away from banelings. I gotta tell you, watching some of this stuff, like if you play that game, you're gonna get so good at doing what JYP just did, because it involves just keeping yourself alive in these impossible situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's pretty good practice, that. Played it a couple of times.
Yeah, Rainer Party is wicked addictive if you play it with friends, because there's a lot of FU moments.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely pretty fun.
There's a cannon up now. There wasn't before, of course, but this is a nice choice to go Ling heavy. If your opponent does open Phoenixes, you're gonna understand that, okay, Graviton Beams will be there. If you make like 4 Roaches, they're actually gonna get picked off. But there's actually not enough energy per Phoenix to kill every single Ling. So this works out pretty nicely for Byul. Normally you couldn't have these units across the map because they get picked up. They'd be picked off.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's not really denying the third right now, I guess, because JYP is taking up so heavily right now for these 2 bases, but it's just nicer to be able to have this map control. I guess he has also been looking for pylons and stuff. Yeah, his map vision has been really good, so he's been active with that, and he's going into the Ling upgrades now too.
I think one thing Byul's got to keep an eye on, though, is like these Phoenixes haven't done much, right? Like,
yeah.
ZombieGov talks about it a lot, but she's always right and hits the nail on the head. Like, if these Phoenixes aren't harassing your drone line, if they're not picking up queens, it's not because they're scared, it's because he's saving the energy for, like, an actual attack.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's not really going to be much to pick up, though, because, I mean, Byul is even taking a 4th, kind of...
Right, so that's...
expecting a 3rd base to be taken soon enough, but...
Right, but that's the exact segue I was trying to lead towards. The fact that there are so many queens to defend. Byul can't judge what these Phoenixes are actually for due to his overly good defense. I mean, it might be worth almost just baiting out a queen slightly off to the side just to see, but back at home, of course, without an Overlord, without that speed, without an Overseer, he has no idea about the gateway count, and it's quite frankly heavy. I mean, there's Lings coming out, that's cool, but Zealots with +1, man. As long as they hit before that armor finishes for the Lings, they're going to demolish. Actually, there's no Chronos, I take that back.
Now look at this though, he's throwing down our reactionary Twilight or Temple Archives and it's getting charged. Oh wow.
I'm surprised JYP even tries to take 3rd bases anymore versus Zerg. It just... These entries are so screwed. Where's the mothership? Does he like recall to save them? That's better than using an overcharge. It's 3 sentries, that's expensive.
Yeah. I think JYP is doing like a reactionary all-in though, Rifkin, because I guess he realizes that he's not going to be able to take a 3rd, and he's made a Temple Archives now, so he's trying to counter this Ling-heavy style, and he's going to do a big Charge Roll Archon attack together with these 5 Phoenix, so...
So here's what's actually been kind of crazy. If you guys go back and look over the series, JYP has actually had the most fantastic defend into counterattack moves, but I'm pretty sure he's failed every aggressive move he's made. So... whether that's a trend or a coincidence, I don't like him pushing out like this. Although he's going to put a lot of cannons down so he doesn't get counter-ling all in, but still, this is going to be scary because there's no buffer here, really. The second that Forge goes down, they're going to flood through those cannons, they're going to flood through everything. He's out of position, there's no sentries. Is that not even a full wall-off? How'd that Ling get in there?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He's going to lose his +2. This is... oh, he's putting out so much more walling into behind this.
Yes. Yeah.
And he can't...
well, he is counterattacking now. He's moving in with those charges and archons, but there are a few roaches actually.
You can't recall. He can't put on overcharge. Look at the layering he's had to put into this. I mean, oh, he's missing some on the bottom side. Lings could run through. They don't have to attack. But he's not paying attention, of course.
So many roaches, though. Yeah.
Well, Graviton beams them. The Archons actually have some incredible damage, of course, but this is too many roaches. I think JYP's lost everything here.
Yeah, I really like that Byul did get that Roach Horn just in case something like this, you know, was to happen. If he's just massing Lings, it would be so much harder for him to deal with this attack, but even though he doesn't have upgrades for the Roaches, they're just so much better versus Chargers and Archons, so I like that he does get them. Like, he's even got 2-2 on the way for the Lings, but he still made those Roaches to hold on, and now he's just gonna fantastic position. He's mining from 4 bases versus 2, and
He's
I mean, there's just no way back in the game for JYP here.
I mean, normally this is where I would laugh and be like, ah, we say that, but JYP comes back from every impossible situation. Like, maybe there's a Void Ray, right? Maybe there's something else. But with Archons and Immortals, even with these Graviton Beams, he's just getting focused down. Oh, actually, sick pickup there in the Archon. Oh, another sick pickup.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Bad there.
JYP is good, but does he have the God Mode micro to keep that up for all game?
Yeah. I mean, Byul is probably just gonna make a lot of unit and kill him, I guess. He's making infestors now, and he's got some queens with those roaches as well, so the Phoenix aren't gonna be able to do as much eventually either. So it's looking rough. Let's see, what's he gonna do? Is he just gonna go for another attack? I mean, that would not work, I guess, so... But I guess he's gonna do it anyway, because he doesn't really have a choice.
Oh, JYP, not starting the series off very strong. This army, I mean, there's a lot of splash here through the Archons, but is it going to be enough? The forces are almost so. He's going to actually lock these in, but he lifts up the Infestors. That's actually kind of a cool move. Takes 5 of them out of the fight. But Thundles can still go down, and this army's not going to move, and that's a little bit good. Archon's starting to dissipate here.
3 Mortals are doing a lot of damage, but...
I don't think it's enough. Infested Terrans actually shred through those shields pretty quick.
Well...
These Graviton Beams, though. Seriously, these Archons are still standing? Wait, is he really going to hold here? This is JYP! He's like the impossible guy to kill. Like, he'll lose a game, but only like after you've not killed him 40 times.
Yeah. I mean, Byul even has a 5th base. Not really mining, but it's kind of...
But he's lost...
You know,
he's lost a lot of the Infestors, but I think the Roach Remax should be able to hold. If this doesn't, I'm going to be... I don't know. I don't know StarCraft 2 anymore. If Byul loses this game.
Nah, it's not... I mean...
There's no way.
No, there's no way.
Well, the Archon's actually not
last
in
fight
focus.
of the game.
And
the big thing is that they're... Yeah?
If there's a couple more Mortals, maybe this actually does a lot more damage. This is kind of scary, just how much damage he did do to the Roaches. But yeah, this starting to fizzle out here.
I mean, one big thing is that the Roaches don't actually have attack upgrade, but doesn't really matter.
GG.
So, GG, alright.
Alright, game number 1 in the best of 5. Third place match going to go to Byul. But, as stated, it's a best of 5, and there's plenty more where that came from. Before we hop to commercial break, before we hop into ads, Alexander Cassidy at Cast316 on Twitter tweets, watching you for the first time on my Xbox One. Really enjoying it. Cool. Hope the resolution's okay.
Nice, man. Yeah.